a lot of tidying up has been happening, and I mean hardcore. I got rid of pretty much all of my film and slide projectors. I got rid of loads of cassette decks, loads of audio equipment, hi-fi stuff, loads of more vintage stuff, portables, Walkmans, stuff like that. I'm still trying to get rid of a huge pile of computers. Got rid of hundreds of cameras, both analog and digital. The digital lot was kind of fun because it was all 90s and early 2000s stuff, so that's kind of fun to play with these days. Yeah, the computers are a bit of a challenge. There's some really valuable stuff in there. There's some keyboards that are mechanical or with a built-in trackpad that fetch some good money. There's a couple of Pentium 2s. One of them is a huge big tower with all of the retro stuff you expect. It's actually a really cool pile, but not everyone wants a pile of computers, and it needs to go in one go. So nice price, but you gotta have the space for it. Also, I got rid of all of my headphones pretty much, and I bought one AKG K240, as I've been telling you guys to do. So there will be a review on that soon. So my trailer and me are now driving to my parents, where I'm gonna take all of the stuff that is in the basement, all of the hi-fi stuff that's already sold, and put it in the garage, so it's easier to get into the trailer next week when I'm taking it to its new owner. It's a hot day out here in the Netherlands, and I'm probably going to be sweating like a pig because I need to go up and down of stairs a lot today. So the rest of this video is just me testing a pile of audio that I just got in, and I want to explain to you guys why I may look a little less clean than I usually do. It's gonna be hard work. Let's get this party started. Right, that's one, that's two, and my mama's soup. Just took some pretty pictures of this damn cassette deck, a DRM-555A, which came with the entire rig actually. To my surprise, it's fully functional. This must be annoying for the sound, I'm sorry. It takes me a little while to get this rubber band off. Anyway, I'm home, and I'm going to test some audio, and I'm going to start with something that just arrived at my parents' place. It's something I've been meaning to test for a video, and I'm actually going to do a proper video on it, but it comes in two packages, and so far I only got one. This one may surprise you. Yes, people, I actually bought something with the Crosley brand on it, you know? That brand that usually makes record players that pretty much eat up your records. And the reason I got this one is, well, I've been looking at the reviews, I've been looking at the images, and I couldn't help myself, but I thought this can't be that bad. There's two versions of this record player. There's the C6 and the C62, and the difference is the C62 comes with I think Bluetooth. I don't think the C6 has that, so it's 4533 Bluetooth. The 45 is already slightly scratched off, so it's not high quality lettering, but that's okay. And it has a built-in amplifier and comes with a nice little pair of speakers. Actually good looking speakers. I'm sure they're not designed that well, but they have a nice little woofer and a nice soft dome tweeter. I also do like this mat that they made. It's not the best kind of mat. I don't really like these. They make your records pretty static, the felt type. But it's nice that it comes with a dedicated Crosley mat. So the speakers are still in the mail. I'm not sure why they didn't arrive as well. On the back you can see it has speaker connectors and a phono and light switch and RCA out, so you can use it as a normal record player or as a record player with built-in, with a built-in amplifier, yeah. And so I'm going to hook it up to speakers right now and test it with its built-in amplifier. We're also going to test the Bluetooth, of course, and in a video later I will obviously hook it up to a proper setup and listen if it actually sounds good, because this thing has potential. It's got an arm designed by Project. I think most of it is designed by Project, and I'm not a Project fan. I think it is generally just way worse than a good vintage record player. But this thing, as a record player, is $165 US. This version, as far as I know, is $229 with a built-in amplifier, Bluetooth and everything. And I think that looks like good value for money. It's a very light arm, you can tell from the counterweight, which is the lightest counterweight I've ever felt. But, you know, it does the job. Actually, it should. I hope it does. It doesn't seem to be going... That's a bit weird. It doesn't seem to be going back quite far enough. I'm not sure how to balance it now. I guess this is considered balanced. I'm not sure. I'm not gonna lie, that doesn't feel great. It's springy and it's not supposed to be. And I wonder if someone has been messing around with this. I'm going to loosen it up a bit. See what happens now. Still springy. Still not too much play. Don't do this at home, kids, by the way. Okay, see, now it falls down a bit more happily, but as you can tell, it's not moving that smoothly. Now, this is not a big issue, but it means you can't balance it, because usually you balance it until it floats, and then you set the weight. But you can't do that now, so you will need a scale to set up the weight properly. Now, it comes with an Audio Technica AT3600L cartridge, L standing for low compliance, so that's meant for heavy arms. This arm is not that heavy, so actually it's not a perfect match. That said, it's not a bad cartridge either, and an arm that's too light doesn't actually ruin anything. It just won't sound as good as it can. But the other way around, if the arm's too heavy, it may actually ruin your stylus suspension. So it has no anti-skating setup, but it obviously has anti-skating. So it wants to pull outwards. It's going to be a bit challenging to do this. See, it wants to go out, but that is fine. I'm just going to set it up. Because this is low compliance, it actually needs quite a serious tracking force between 2.5 and 3.5 grams. We're going to go for 3 grams. Usually I set these up to 2.5, but because this arm suspension isn't that smooth, I figured, you know what, let's give it a little extra tracking force. Ooh, let me do this. And I'm going to lock the counterweight so it can't be adjusted accidentally, because it's very easy to adjust, and since you can't balance it, that's a bit of a royal pain in the ass. It won't be correct again, so it won't be easy to correct. Okay, something went wrong because we're now at almost 4 grams, so, oh, it's still moving. Well, I guess that is a blessing and a curse. 3 grams again. Not sure why it changed. I can already tell where the cheap price is coming from. This is just not how it's supposed to be. 2.75, that's alright, I can live with that. So, it is hooked up to speakers. I'm going to grab a record that doesn't immediately give me issues with music rights. Dawn Brothers, lovely band from the Netherlands. Nice guys too. And I'm gonna try and play their track Vampire. But so far, nothing happens. I think it has a power switch at the back, doesn't it? Okay, still nothing happens. Oh, if you turn the volume down. Okay, so volume is probably just for... oh no, it's just running now. Okay, bit of a noisy motor. It goes. Let's see what we get. Lift works fine. Bluetooth, okay, I will test that in a second. Back to phono, please. Okay, that's some logic here with the volume though. So I set it to Bluetooth, I set it back, nothing happens? Or is it just a matter of waiting? Yeah.
I didn't mean to harm you. I'm a different person in the nighttime.
That's some aggressive anti-skate there. I'm not gonna lie, it's not great. I expected better, to be honest, because it looks so promising, but it's definitely a cheap record player. Now, it's not a vinyl killer, and for the 160 or 229 that you pay for this, it's actually very acceptable, but it's not a real Crosley. It's not even a budget Crosley. The arm bearing is not the same. The built-in amplifier is definitely not great, and it's not working very smoothly, if you ask me. But you know what? Let's try the Bluetooth. Let's see if my phone can find it. We get a bleep. Crosley C62, not very fast, I'm not gonna lie. It's probably gonna start playing my podcast that I was playing. Bloop, okay, we got some bleeps and bloops. Podcast so far is not playing, so that's good. temp test playlist. Okay, you know what? Let's play the same song and see how it sounds compared to the record.
I'll grind my teeth for the next one to go down.
Okay, of course it now lost Bluetooth, but here we go.
I'll roam the city.
It's me live from the edit suite. The GoPro stopped recording there, I'm not sure why, but my conclusion was that Bluetooth does sound way worse than a record player, so something is going right there. Back to the rest of the video, which is still there. Something that weirdly stands out about the Crosley is how solidly this power supply is built. It's pretty heavy. It is obviously a switching power supply, 2400 milliamps, 15 volts. So that's not too shabby actually. It allows you to put plugs for other countries on it. But it all feels pretty sturdy. It's actually kind of a nice feeling power supply. Nothing about this thing feels particularly cheap. It is only when you start noticing how the arm works, well, maybe the hinges are a bit plasticky, but handle with care. Once you start noticing how unsmooth the arm moves and how badly they thought out the system with the counterweight and everything, when you're like, okay, this is a cheap record player, but I'm still not disappointed. I just hoped I could recommend it a bit more wholeheartedly. Speaking of things that I do wholeheartedly recommend, these early days CD players by Philips, the early front loaders, are usually actually really nice sounding. And you can still get them for virtually nothing. They are going up in price, however. People have found out that they're really not that bad. So get one while it's hot, because they're not expensive yet. It seems to be doing something, even though I didn't ask you to do anything. Okay, hello. Happy you're with us. Oh boy. Come on. Oh, it's not happy, is it? It doesn't realize it's open. That always helps, but of course it's not in great shape. It's probably going to play. Oh, it's not. Sometimes they just need a clean, and I want to give it a fair fighting chance. But I think this one has had it. That's the wrong one. Let's find out, shall we? Has a postcode on it, 5703ET, and a house number, but I'm not going to give you that because, well, I don't want you to go to that person's house and... That's also the wrong screw, by the way. Ah, that's what they did. They swapped them around. This one's supposed to be on the side. Right, someone's been messing with this one. I don't want anyone to go to their house and try and find more old CD players. It does smell, I always like that about old Philips, it does smell of an old VCR. The very early Philips CD players, especially the ones with drawers, always smell of old VCRs. I never quite got why, but I like the smell. Ooh, it's very, very dusty on the inside. My goodness. Almost out of alcohol. I still have many bottles. That sounds like I'm an alcoholic. Well, I am when it comes to cleaning stuff. I'm a firm believer in alcohol for cleaning stuff. Okay, it is very dirty. CDM2? Yes, CDM2. It is rotating? No. For some reason it doesn't want to... Oh, it's turning the other way now. That's not right. And the other way again. Different sounds every time. Not healthy though. Literally one of the most boring devices I can think of. Is it possible to reuse these? Oh no. Ah, you can run but you can't hide. One of the most boring devices to test, the Sony CDP-561. There's not much interesting stuff to say about these. They usually work, they look kinda classy, they sound really bad, but this one comes with all the stickers still on it. Hybrid pulse, digital analog converter and jog dial, track selector, optical digital output. Very gross power switch. No disc. So far you're correct, sir. Let's throw some royalty-free music into you and see what happens. You guys look at the reading, I'm hooking it up to the Rig, it is reading, by the sounds of it, yes. Yeah, these just pretty much always work. This one works very smoothly even. Okay, this is different music, but can you tell how much better this sounds than the Crosley? It actually has life and bass. Not because the Crosley sounds worse than this, but the amplifier on the Crosley is really bad. Yeah, works perfectly fine, as they do, as they always do. So logo is still on there, they tend to fall off sometimes. So this one is definitely in great shape. Happy about that. As boring as it may be, it's nice to have something really reliable. Next in line, or rather next on pile, this Pioneer PD-107, a relatively modern Pioneer CD player. Sort of the same class as the Sony we just had. Let's see if it sounds any better. They have done some work to it. They gave it, I think, a remote start. There's this wire coming out. There's actually a disc in it as well. It just started playing. Let's see if this is indeed remote start or pause or unpause or whatever. Doesn't seem to be doing anything, so I'm not sure what kind of pulse this is hoping to get, but I'm obviously gonna undo that. What's in there? Horrible music. It's a CDR Party 5 2007. Your party maybe, friend, not mine. Where is my testing disc? Let's see how this one does. Not gonna lie. Sony sounded better. It does work well though. So let's see what actually this this cable is hooked up to. I'm not quite sure. It seems a bit random. Okay, there's two indents here where screws could have been, but there ain't none because gotta keep it cheap. These were really cheap. These were like $129 CD players. And since it still works, I guess it does the job, right? You can't really complain if it's that cheap. Same with the Crosley. Yeah, it could be better, but also it could also not exist. Maybe according to some people that's even better, but I mean, look at how. Yeah, it's very cheap. I see 92 on the back, but I'm pretty sure this is newer than that. I think this is around the turn of the century. They got a cable and hooked it up to the play pause switch. Yep, they did. So apparently it actually needs some sort of pulse and not just you know, the connection of the two parts. So I'm going to remove this. What am I going to do? I'm going to desolder it. I don't really have to. It's fine if it's just not sticking out. So I'm just going to leave it as is. That is not an issue at all. Looking clean on the inside. Not much in there. Very cheaply made. But yeah, I think this is a Sanyo CD drive. I'm not sure. I will look it up. It doesn't look like a Sony, that's for sure. But nice, clean looking CD player. Does not sound great at all. But most people are convinced that all CD players sound the same. Because it's digital, it's ones and zeros, it doesn't matter. I lost a screw! Screw that. No, I actually want to find it. I don't want to put this back together on your half. Because it is still in perfectly good shape once it has a clean. So, now there is some bad news. Or rather, boring news. Yes, to... Oh wow, what happened to you? Is that supposed to be like that? No, this had a bit of a hit. It's not supposed to... What the... Oh, and the screw's missing. Okay, so there's two. And one is definitely in better shape than the other. Let's see if the lights go out. No, they don't. Do these lights go on? Yes, they do. Is this one also coming with a CD full of bad music? No, it's not. And let's see if this one works just as well. That was to be expected. This one doesn't even try to read. I can still try this disc because often originals are easier to read. Not even trying. It's a pity the logo is missing, but I'm wondering... Let me get that broken CD player back. Let's see, I think this is just glued on, isn't it? I hope it is, because I don't want to break it. 2 pins. Oh, tell me this is... Oh, no. Okay, I thought the 2 pins were exactly the same, but they're slightly further apart. But I'm going to just glue this on, remove the pins, glue it on, and at least it will have a logo. If I don't lose it. So let me snip off these little pins. Maybe I should test it first. I think that is smart. Let's test this little amplifier. So I do like these. This is the Pioneer A119. Super simple, low budget amplifier, but they actually don't sound horrible. They usually work fine. So that's okay in my book. Not everyone needs high end. Just buy something that lasts, please. It's a bit of a waste to have stuff end up in landfill if they don't have to, right? Let's go for tuner first. Right? I feel like I'm doing something wrong. Yes, that's the wrong one. I need... We should have sound, but I'm not hearing anything yet. It's probably because it's still sending the sound to my headphones. Headphones! Oh, to my screen even. Here we go. I'm happy that wasn't on. Okay, I hooked it up to, I think, CD. Oh wait, it's on tuner. I plugged in tuner. Ah, there we are. There you go. It's not a happy camper though. There you go. Wakey wakey! This needs to clean though, and I hope I can. Woo, it's getting bright! So I just turned the highs all the way up because there wasn't enough, but it's waking up, jeez. Oh, thank goodness. I was afraid this was... Why is there still sound? I just turned it off. There you go. Apparently I didn't. So there's some of these that actually have the switches that you can't clean, but these you can clean. I'm going to put a lot of contact cleaner in this. And then we go. Switch is actually there. There's sort of a flat mechanical connection. Okay. Let's see what we get. 2 channels? Yay. There you go. That's also fine. Let's go to CD. Only getting 1 channel. Oh. Okay. So there apparently you need some soldering. I'm gonna see how easy it is to get to that. We got some tape. Yep. And we've got another tape input. That should be this one. Can't find it. Wait, give me a sec. I think that is the switch, isn't it? Yep. Perfect. And then we have phono, of course, but that needs a way lower input. So I'm gonna turn the sound down on the mixing console and go to... Yeah, so the only thing that is wrong with it right now is a broken CD input, and when you sort of wiggle it, it solves itself. Problem is, chances are that this thing has to come apart very far to get to that input. I'm gonna take a look at it. Why are you not coming out now? We're still holding you in here. Oh, there's more screws, jeez. 1 more. 2 more, 3 more, and finally the thing is, it's all the same screws. That's very useful, very practical. The thing is coming apart, I hope. Yep, there we are. And then, yeah, that's what oh no, the whole PCB needs to come out. I'm not going to do that. And in case you want to know, I did not put the logo back because considering the state of the CD player, that is probably going to be scrapped, and these logos actually are missing very often, so kind of useful. What's worrying me about this one is, yeah, that's not the best start. There's something rattling. It's not supposed to, but let's give it a shot anyway. Doesn't sound like it's something metal, so it's probably not going to set fire to my house, he says. Ooh, we only get one. Oh no. Okay. Okay, we got fast forward. Now it is running. We only had one spindle running just now. I have to keep an eye on that, because I don't want it to chew my tape, even though it's a cheap testing tape. We have signal. And we have... Oh. Neil Young, let's not do that. No input yet. Why don't you... Okay. It keeps coming out of record. Okay. Oh, the timer was on play. Maybe that's the reason. Let's see what the one channel does. And see if I can figure out why there's only one. Oh wait, there's a balance here. Hey, well, ooh, one is still much quieter though. Let's give this some exercise. There you go, 2 channels. Okay, counter reset. Chances are this one just works, by the way. Very proud of this Dutch band. The Wolf guys, they're awesome. Okay, so we are recording, but we're not erasing, which can be explained. Let me take a photo. Oh, actually video. I'm going to put this video in. So that's your slightly dirty capstan and pinch roller. Here is your record playback head, and there is the vast emptiness of space. There was once an erase head there, but those times are long gone. Okay. Okay. Is it gonna be? Yes! It is an erase head, and it comes in parts apparently. It doesn't want to come out, but I'm not sure what happened to this thing. It actually looks in pretty nice shape on the inside. But the erase head is, half of the erase head is right here, and the other half is probably still somewhere under the PCB. So, as I said, I'm a bit worried when something's rattling inside. I did not expect it to be an erase head, to be honest. I really wonder what happened there. What kind of aggressive tape was that? I'm not sure when it stopped recording. I may not have recorded this, but I just tested this one. It's a JVC TD X311, and it turns out to be flawless, as they are. But I talked about it a lot. I'm very sorry. I hope some of that is still recorded, but if it isn't, it was great. Simple, but great. Sorry about the JVC if it wasn't on there, and if it was on there, you will never have seen this section. This is a Sony, I think. So it's probably gonna sound meh, meh. But it's a fat Sony. It's not one of the simple ones. I saw the amount of buttons, and then you know. Now it's even got fixed and variable output. Is that? Oh, I like that. You can change the line level on the front. Here we are. CDP-561. I think this is one of the most expensive ones before Sony goes QS, quality standard. So that's a more upmarket one. I've never seen this one before with the rounded thing. It's seen quite a bit of use, and it just went off. The display went on and off again. Yeah, well, can't see what's going on though. You know what? Especially for a Sony, this one doesn't sound bad. It's a Sony that doesn't sound bad. I found a Sony CD player that doesn't sound bad, and the display is dead. Oh no! It's a pity. Let's see. It probably got a lot of use because I just saw it has a VPRO logo at the back, which is a Dutch radio television channel, broadcast thing, network. That's the word. Yeah, this is a better CD player. Sony really sort of outdid themselves with this one. There you go. Pretty nicely built too. So anything I can see that is going to that display. It is on. No disc, it says. Did I just fix it by just messing with the cables? I mean, that's possible. Let's see. Disc in. '21. Play. Okay, it's not bright, but we have a display, and again, the thing really does not sound bad. I'm gonna keep an eye on that display though. It's a bit weird that it didn't work, but I do actually like the CD player. I actually just sent it to my friends, you can see it there on the screen. And I'm like, exclamation mark, exclamation mark, exclamation mark, exclamation mark, exclamation mark. Does not sound like a Sony. Thing sounds good. So yeah, I'm not sure what's up with the display. It's probably gonna shit on itself at some point again, but it's, let's turn it on. Is it still on? Yeah, oh, and it just went off. Did you see that? So it is actually not quite alright, unfortunately. But if you're looking for a CD player that people may have overlooked, that does not sound bad. I can't believe I'm saying this. The Sony CDP-561, even though there's numbers right around them that sound similar and they look similar. But this one, with the slightly weird rounded drawer, actually sounds good. Actually sounds good. And you can tell that they tried, because the other ones from this series don't have the gold-plated connectors. Not that that means anything for the sound, you really barely can tell. But it shows you that Sony actually took this one seriously and apparently decided to market it a bit cheaper. And yeah, I'm not sure what happened with the thing or why it is the way it is. But it's actually a nice sounding CD player. So that's one to remember, guys. Want a cheap CD player, Sony CDP-561. Because I don't think these fetch more than 40 or 50 bucks. These Philipses are really not that bad. The only issue is that they all look a bit cheap. Even the more serious ones, like this CD751. This is one of the fat ones of the series again. Generally work. Generally do work. So I'm pretty positive that this one's gonna work as well. Maybe it needs to clean. We're about to find out. Let's hook it up. See what we get. It's reading. Whoa! I forgot that the Sony had a variable output. So that was turned down a bit. Yep, works just fine. Yeah. Even though this is a pretty serious Philips, the Sony was way better. I can't believe I'm saying this, but this one works fine. It's the CD751 by Philips. Right. So it's a pair of cheap speakers. These are 47 euros new. They're actually still new. Still gonna unpack them because I'm curious what they sound like. They are remarkably light, but then that audio, which I think is a Dutch brand by Highlight, company called Highlight. Usually not that bad. Box of many cables back on the Epic Kenwood amplifier with no power switch. And here we go, plus I like that they have proper terminals. You can actually properly hook these up. Even if you have a simple setup, it's still nice to have something that just feels good, right? Speakers on. It's apparently on. Tuner shouldn't be. Here we are. To be honest, that didn't sound too promising. So what kind of units are we looking at? I'm not sure if I can take this off. Yes, we can. Here we are. That's kind of nice. Nice little woofer. Very cheap tweeter. Those highs are not going to be great, are they? But let's see. What do we get? Okay, that could be worse already. It's not great though. So a lot of highs. Okay. Let me get something that is recorded a bit more bassy. Well, you know what? If you turn the highs down a bit and the lows up a bit, they don't have enough mids, I'm gonna be honest. They're not shit. They're better than small Boses. I prefer these over the Bose 201, that's for sure. They're not great though. I'm not sure if this was supposed to come off. Okay, so the highs are a bit hissy, the mids are a bit weak. The lows are actually not that bad. As I said, that woofer feels pretty good. And these I don't think were supposed to come off. Oh my goodness, this is not ideal. This is not ideal. I should not have done this. Because if you get them in wrong, you bend them. And I don't want to do that. They have to look nice. Yeah, they're supposed to go in all the way, and they are just not cooperating right now. Oh, come on. Okay, don't touch that ever again. Well, here's something rarer than Ham's teeth. It's a Technics record player with one of these dust covers, and both of the hinges are still in one piece. So I'm going to put that to the side. It's a Technics SLD3. I already know the stylus is broken. So I'm going to see if I have... here we go. I have a Shure M44 here that I can use to test. This is an Audio-Technica AT95, the OG, not the AT-VM95. Perfectly good cartridge. Really nice for this arm actually. So these record players usually have issues with the automatic return. I did already try it without plugging it in. Just rotate the platter and see what happens. And it did seem to actually work just fine. So we may get lucky here. The stylus has no tip anymore. It's a bit sad. You won't be able to see it because this doesn't focus that closely, but the diamond is actually going from the tip. So let's get on record. I bought this record at a thrift shop, I think, but it's in really bad shape. So not good enough to play normally, definitely okay to test with. What do we get? I'm not sure what it's set up to, by the way. Okay, actually the pitch control works fine. That's pretty rare. It's set to 7-inch. That's my bad. We'll see about that later. Gotta watch my music rights here, but that seems to work fine. Let's try the repeat. Okay, I got it to 12-inch now. It should stop there. It does, and the repeat knob should move to the left, and it does. I could be wrong, but this appears to be working flawlessly. Let's do one more repeat. Yes, and is it moving again? Oh yes. So this is 33, that's correct now. 45 is slightly too slow. Let's try again. 33 is perfect. 45 is slightly too slow. So the switch is working fine. And they need some internal adjustment, but it works fine. So honestly, there's not much wrong with this one. It just needs a clean, and then it's good as new. It's gonna look pretty good, not new. The dust cover is also not too bad. It's very dirty, but it doesn't have any deep scratches that I can see. So it's gonna have some scratches when I'm done with it, but it's gonna look, on average, pretty damn good. So this is a nice one to work on and to fix up, because these things, I'm not a big fan of direct drives, but they're actually pretty lovely when they work. Nice arm, they just work. It's a good little record player, this. So one thing that really annoys my friends is that when I'm working and when they're helping me or working for me, I tend to tidy up mid-work. It really annoys them, but it makes work so much nicer. So, if you don't... What created that sound? If you don't mind, I'm going to do a little mid-work tidying up now. And I will report back when my table is empty for the last two devices, which are very similar, you'll see. Right, I deserve a beer and 2 record players. I like my beer rotated, not stirred, or shaken for that matter. Okay. Stop works as well. So far this is going very well. There's no cartridges because, as the dude said, they had Stanton 500s. These fetch some money these days. I'm not sure that's justified, but they are rugged, I guess. So I sold those separately. He is quite right to do so, but then try and sell a record player with no cartridge. So then you have to go through the hassle of finding a cartridge and yada yada. So I would not have done that, but that's his stuff. It's his decision. let me get the 2 cartridges. I got the one that I already used just now. And what else do we have? I'm sure I have something. Oh, here we are. Here's another Technica 80 VM95C. See? So the problem with these record players is because the tolerances are so large, because they're made pretty cheaply, they always have loads of play on the arm. And actually on everything. And you'd be, my goodness, there's loads of play on the head shell as well. That's a bit shitty, but okay. And you'd be tempted to think that they're just shit, but the thing is, usually because of the shitty tolerances, you can actually tighten those arms quite a bit and they still work just fine. So let's see. These were used at least somewhat professionally because they have LP1 and LP2 on them, so they were not used by a DJ, because I'm pretty sure he would know which one's 1 and which one's 2, although maybe it's a bit of a Dymo label printer fetishist. I get that. It's nice to put labels on stuff. Oh. A record. And see if we can DJ. Well, we can't, I'm only playing 1 record, but there you go. Honestly, even the light works. Let me see if we still have... Yes, you can see them both. Good. Even the light works. This is pretty impressive, actually. So that one works fine. How about this one then? Ooh, that's a bit light. Let's give it a bit more weight. Okay, that's a bit heavy. Oh yes. Power to the people. Only 1 channel. Okay, so we only got 1 channel. I don't know why that is yet. It could be something stupid. It could be something major. Let's oh wait. There you go. Cheers. No worries about the skipping, the record is beat up. And a working light. Okay, that's perfectly fine. Let's compare cartridges, because I know that's the better card, but it may actually sound kind of nice with this retro music, this this blunt M44. Yeah, with this kind of music, an M44 is kind of nice. It doesn't have the details. This sounds a bit metallic then, but they both work fine. There's nothing wrong with them. I just need to clean them up and get some cartridges and stuff like that. But the only thing that's wrong is that this one doesn't have the holder anymore for the arm. But really, this could be so much worse. It's me again from the edit suite. Should have closed that curtain. Would have looked much nicer. Shall I do that? Shall I just make it look a bit prettier, the background, so it actually looks like I have my shit together? I sort of do. Sort of really do. But should have closed that curtain nonetheless. So, the reason I'm closing this curtain is to tell you Mister's got his shit together that I forgot to film an outro. So, the video is edited. I'm going to still go through it once more, but that's it. That's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I already am working on the new video that I'm working on. Good night.